Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
So this week we went back to Ann Arbor, the land of controversy, hard workers, professional protesters, and my show. What's this?
1, 2, 3, go!
What are you doing? What? So this last week, there's been a lot of controversy at University of Michigan for banning a showing of American Sniper due to some students claiming they feel unsafe, that it's racist, you know, the whole shebang. But we decided to go straight to the source and get the info for you. Take it from the top, baby.
All right. So every Friday night, the University of Michigan hosts UMix, which is a time for students to be able to come out. It's an alternative to going out and drinking on campus.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's a time they have events where they host movies. They'll do open buffets, anything for students. And so this particular Friday, they were going to do American Sniper as the movie. Unfortunately, there were a group of students who started a petition or a letter, and they said that they were going to be offended by the movie because
Naturally.
because Chris Kyle's a racist, and because the movie perpetuates negative and misleading stereotypes.
Did they actually say he was a racist?
Yes, they did in their letter, and they said he was a mass murderer. And so the university, I think within 24 hours of receiving the letter, canceled the movie. And they said that because people were going to be offended and disturbed by it, that they were going to not show it. And instead, they were going to show Paddington Bear.
Yes, they replaced American Sniper with Paddington Bear because Paddington Bear hates America.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
But did that many students really feel unsafe? Were there really that many protesters? I had a hunch. What's your opinion on the school's involvement with American Sniper?
I wasn't a big fan of how they first canceled the movie and replaced it with a children's movie and then put the movie back on.
Wait, that sounds entirely reasonable. Just Scooch, I'll come sit here with you.
I felt that it was a patriotism to Christopher Kyle and what he's done for our country. And I think that he should be very well valued for what he's done.
That sounds far too logical. We need something to sensationalize.
And
What if I were to call you a racist?
It's freedom of speech, of course.
Yeah.
So I believe that they stood up for what they believe in.
Well, I think that if you look at the controversy and you compare the films that they have,
And then they were just kind of trying to comply with every single different person's
Right.
wants and wishes instead of making one decision and sticking with it.
Hey, Mr. Flasher, let me smell this.
Oh, for sure.
There's liquor in this, isn't there?
Oh no, it's just water, sir. I'm very much sober.
and both films are valid, but you.
Okay, let me ask you this. If I'm gonna be so bold.
Go ahead.
I'm a white guy, clearly.
You are a white guy, and I'm a black girl.
We're just bridging the racial divide here.
Okay.
It sounds to me like you're saying Allahu Akbar.
if you were to call me a racist, I
Racist?
disagree. I disagree, sir.
Racist.
No, I'm not. I have
Maybe a little bit racist, but what do you consider yourself? A freedom fighter?
I consider myself a barrelist.
This is Paddington terrorist. Are you not aware? Look, he hates America. Terrible.
Did it not come through the head?
No, it's just such a terrible pun. What would you know about racism?
Well, I have been called the N-word many times in my life. So,
yeah, but have you ever blown up a terrorist?
Have I blown up a terrorist?
Racist. Why does everything have to be a thing?
I think a lot of movies these days make all the veterans out to be racist,
Yeah.
even though they're not racist against Muslims. They just want to get rid of the terrorists.
You guys been doing a little bit of boozing, have you?
Oh, just a slight amount.
Okay. Well, then I don't technically know how legal it is for me to interview you on camera because you can technically go back and say, since you regretted it, that I raped you.
Oh, I don't regret this. You didn't rape me.
But is it freedom of speech to try and get the school to shut down a film and then get the film removed? Isn't that kind of like removal of freedom of speech from other people?
True, yes, I could agree with that.
Oh, wait, you're from that website from YouTube.
The YouTube that you hate because you're a racist?
I'm not.
Get this, get him. He just said he was just edit out the not.
No, I'm not a racist.
Is that Bear?
Admiral Akbar.
No.
A little bit. It's okay.
No, I'm not.
A little bit racist.
I don't have...
Self-loathing. So Paddington terrorist Bear, how do you feel about displacing one of the greatest American heroes of our time in Chris Kyle?
Well, it's not my fault, Stephen.
Well, how do you figure that?
Well, I blame the Jews.
It's a free speech issue where one side is not saying, hey, we want to express our opinion. Oh, we disagree, right? One side is saying nobody else should be allowed to hear another opinion. Ban the movie.
So the flyer that they're handed out was a little confusing because that's what it made it seem like he thought all Muslims were savages, which they aren't.
Right.
And so they're taking it onto social media and some of the ways that they're going about it. I disagree with it, and I think that they're taking it a little bit too far in some cases the interpretation of the movie.
It was not an offensive movie in the first place, and then it was just dumb to have done it in the first place. So yeah.
Let's say it were offensive, like Blazing Saddles. Shouldn't they still be able to play it if they want to, anyway?
Yeah, it's freedom of speech. We have a right to be offended.
Yeah, exactly. You have the right to be offended, and I have the right to,
Offend you. Offend me, I guess.
yeah, not care.
Exactly.
So I know some of you will be disappointed you're waiting for the gotcha, oh, they're so stupid moment, but that's not the case here. The real takeaway is anti-sensationalism. Okay, not one student we spoke with, not one, thought that the film should be banned or even went as far as to say that it was offensive. A very small contingency of people, we're talking single-digit numbers, decided to protest, right? And because they have a friendly media, it became a national story. Just like the 60s was not an era of hippies or flower power, most people couldn't stand them. Right now, we live in an era where the people who scream the loudest, no matter how irrelevant they are, get the megaphone of a complicit media. Most people just want to go to their classes. Most people just want to do their job because it's America and hippies suck. Hey, if you like this video, subscribe by clicking my face or watch this video playing in a box next to me that also centers around free speech and media sensationalism. Also, you get to see me dress up like a gay guy, and that's homophobic, but it's funny.